Hey guys, welcome back. I'm going to take you around in my garden today to show you what I have planted and what I'm going to be planting. I've planted a couple of summer stuff already. I've planted some tomatoes and peppers. We had a couple cold spells. Last night was in the low 30s, pretty close to freezing. Tonight's supposed to be in the 40s. Hopefully that's our last cold spell. And I can get rocking on some other stuff. But I'm going to be showing you around, and I wanted to encourage you guys to try to do a garden this year, no matter if it was a garden in the ground, tilling, a no-till garden, putting in raised beds, doing it in pots. All those work great, and they even have grow bags you can buy from either local garden centers or even Home Depot and Lowe's. I would encourage you guys to try to do it from seed. It's not too late in my area. We have a really long growing season. Some people say it is, it's not. We have a really long growing season. Halfway through the year last year, I put seeds in the ground and I had tomatoes off of them. So, but it depends on where you at in your own zone. You have to check that out for your zone. But in my zone where I'm at, it's not too late. And if you're able, you can go out and buy the starts that are already up. But I would encourage you to look for ones that are in 6-packs because they're a better value than just buying one pot, because one pot, like one tomato, is like $5-6, and that's everywhere. It's gone up, shot up, so it's really expensive. But if you're able to get seeds, now I've found seeds. Some people say they have a hard time finding seeds. I've found seeds at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, Mayo, Ace Hardware, great one. Both of those. Just the local garden centers, they have seeds, and most of them are specialty seeds. You can still order them online. I know that last time I checked, I think Baker Creek still had theirs, and a bunch of other ones, they still have their seeds. So you can still order seeds, or you can go out and get some. Now, they don't have to be organic. People say that all the time. Buy what you can afford, what your family can afford. But I would encourage you to put something in the ground this year if you have a means or a way. Food prices are nuts right now. The world's gone nuts. It's just good to be prepared if you can. And if you can, try to grow some of your food. It's not hard. You just have to give a little bit of effort. And if you fail, you fail. Just keep trying. Everyone fails. I've failed multiple times, and I've had to retry and try it differently the next time. And I mean, this is the first year I've actually got my spinach to come up. So I'm going to take you around my garden and show you what I got and the plants that I have yet to put in the ground, which I'm probably going to do here in a couple days, just because hopefully all the frost is gone. But let me show you around. All right, I'm just going to show you this. This is my blackberry and my raspberry. My raspberry is popping up everywhere. It's gone insane. But this is my main bed. And this is my peach tree, one of my peach trees. So you can see that I have raised beds, in-ground beds, and I'm also going to, over there, till up some of the ground to put in my watermelons and stuff. But right here in my main beds, right now it's mostly cold weather vegetables and stuff like that, but I did plant tomatoes and some peppers in the other ones. But I'm gonna be able to rip this out soon. This big bed, all of these are radishes, and then I have some beets right there in the middle, and I have some brassicas back here, but they're not doing that well, and they keep getting eaten up by the bunnies and other pests. Right here I have some garlic, and then the little ones in front are, I think those are onions. Yes, they're onions. And then I have some bok choy right here, some Swiss chard, and then I have on the back edge, I have, what is that, kohlrabi. I'm pretty sure I'm saying that wrong. Don't come after me if I am. But I'm going to come up here because we're actually going to pick some radishes, and I'm going to look at them now. Some people say, oh, I don't like radishes, they're spicy. They're a little spicy if you don't cook them, but I really love radishes. They're a really good vegetable, and if you roast them in the oven, They're great. Throw some veggies in with some chicken and roast it in the oven. They're delicious. So let's see if I can grab some out of here. Let me find a good one. Okay, let's see. So this is called the white icicle radish. These are really good. We had some last night roasted. I'm gonna pull some of those out, and then also I have the cherry radishes that are more common. Let's see. They're beautiful. They're great roasted too. Now, a lot of people say, hey, when you plant these, you really need to space them out. That's not necessarily true. You don't have to. You can thin them out later. But look, I didn't thin either of these out, and they grew in both the same condition. Look how big one is and the other one isn't. Now, you could get them all this size if you thin them out, but they don't all have to be that size. Let's see. Get some. Oh, that one cracked. I didn't get it in time. Sad. Let's see. Get some radishes for dinner tonight. I'm gonna grab some more icicle. Yeah, see, this is where my cauliflower and other stuff where that's just not doing good this year. I don't know why. Let me pull some more of these out. All right, I pulled out some more, and these are my beets. I'm not gonna let these get huge, but I'm gonna eat them when they're just a tad smaller. And all this bed's gonna be gone. I'm gonna be planting sunflowers and probably sunflowers on one side, but I'm gonna do corn and squash and beans in this bed. Let me get this. And then you can see that I have both in-ground and raised beds. I don't prefer one over the other. They work just as well. Just the raised beds, it takes a longer time for the weeds to overtake. Now, see how my chives are getting ready to bloom. And the heads right here is where the seeds will pop up. And I'm gonna save all the seeds. I save my seeds every year, and I don't buy chives anymore. But I'm gonna tell you a trick for if you want to put in-ground beds in, if you want to bring in dirt, because we have clay and not everybody likes the clay. Go to Walmart. They have free cardboard. They will give you cardboard as much as you want, as long as it's not their break pack boxes that say $1. Those have to go back. But otherwise, they'll give you free cardboard. You rip all of the tape and staples off. You lay it down. Now, before I laid it down, I cut my grass really low to almost scalping it. Then I put my cardboard down, and then I put straight mushroom compost, because I got a whole truckload of compost delivered last year, and I let it sit all winter. And then we put it in the beds. Now, if you can't bring in dirt, till. If you can borrow or rent a tiller, till up some land. It's not a big deal. It'll grow in the clay too. Anyone who tells you different is lying to you. Clay actually works really well. Just some people just don't like how compact it is. But that's how to make a no-till bed, is to get the cardboard laid on top. Now, I got wood chips and I put it in between my beds. I don't put wood chips on top of my beds. I don't prefer that, but I put it around my beds, and I got wood chips for free. I went to a local company, and my husband stopped them on the way home because he saw them chipping them, and he asked if they would drop the load at our house, and they said sure. So they dropped us 2 loads. Now, this bed right here is sugar snap and snow peas and radishes. There's radishes right here, and there's some in the back. Let me get some more radishes back here. Let's see. These are called English breakfast radishes. They're really good too. Let's see if I can pull some more up. They're really good. My girls like radishes. They'll come out here and eat them. But these are just now starting to get their flowers, which will be great because my girls literally snack on these. These are great for stir fries, sugar and snow peas, and you can also freeze these. So it's a great thing to have. I have lettuce that I'm gonna harvest for dinner tonight. So we're having tacos, but a couple different types of lettuces that have worked well. I didn't thin these either, and I've just been pulling the plant when I need it. That's just how I'm gonna do it. You don't necessarily need to do it that way. This bed I had to cover last night, and this one up here because these are tomatoes, and I had cattle poundals in here, but I had to cover them, so I had to take them out. But I have 6 tomatoes. I have 4 rows of 6. They'll grow great like this. Never had a problem with them being that close. And then in this bed I have bell peppers, assortment, and carrots. So they'll grow good together, and you can see where the little demon squirrels have been in my beds. I'm telling you, the squirrels will find the only bed that has stuff in it and destroy it. And they won't touch the ones that don't have anything in it. They're little demons. Anyways, and I did the same thing with this one. There's 4 different types of tomatoes, 6 in each row, and I have the tags labeled what they are. Let's see, this is just my garlic. And my garlic should be ready here in the next month or so, because when I planted it, usually plant it in the fall and let it sit all winter. This garlic should be ready. This one won't be ready for a while because this is a hard neck variety. This is soft neck. There are two different ones, and they don't always get done at the same time. Let's see, I got potatoes back here, a couple different type of potatoes, and I'm having problems because you can see it growing right there. There's one right there. That I didn't plant that there. I'm having problems with the squirrels. They literally come in, you can see the holes, digging up my plants. I'm battling the squirrels. I have a whole bed of carrots right here. And I have to put this around it because the squirrels, they can obviously still scale this, but they don't like to. So I put it around it, and it helps with the bunnies staying away also. This is gonna be my pepper bed I'm gonna do tomorrow after this cold night tonight. And remember, whenever you plant anything, try to find companion plants like this. I know that this tomato bed I'm gonna have, I planted borage right here. Borage is great for tomatoes. I might plant another one in the back, on the back side. And also nasturtium. I have nasturtium right here. And I know this is gonna be a bed where I'm gonna have stuff that nasturtium is a companion plant. And then some of the beds, you can see on the edges, like this is a leek. Leek or onions grow great with tomatoes. I'm also going to plant some marigolds around. Marigolds are great. Plant marigolds with your tomatoes. I buy the seeds for the French dwarf marigolds. Those are my favorite. They get huge. And they're wonderful. And then I have more garlic. And this bed right here is, I have some more garlic growing right here. We got some broccoli. I only have 2 left. That's it. Some more lettuce. And then of course all the onions in front. But I had a ton of more broccoli, but the squirrels were fighting. So I have some cilantro that's popped up, and this is my, at the bottom I have arugula, in the middle I have spinach, and at the top I have, I think that's all blend lettuce. So I have a couple different types of lettuces, and they're great, and I'm gonna take some of that for dinner also. And the arugula, which is great because all you have to do is wash it. But look, if you like spinach and you can grow it yourself, look how big this is. It's literally bigger than my hand. Okay? You can grow this yourself and not spend money on it. Now some of it's getting eaten up. Some of those I'll just rip off. But I don't use pesticides on my food. I'm not judging anyone who does. I just personally do not do it. And I won't tell anybody not to either, because everybody's not always right how they think. I hate when people tell other people what they have to do. You do what's best for your family, not what other people think. And I have some carrots I planted right here. Those are going to be ox hearts. They're huge. and they're wonderful. And I planted like a little hodgepodge of kale and then more lettuce. And then I have one and 1.5 dinosaur kales. Look, this is all that's survived from the bunnies. The bunnies will come and literally chop it down every morning. And it's not a cutworms, none of that. It's the bunnies. I've watched them do it. See this one? Gotta pull it out now. Poor thing. It didn't even get a chance. And then I have some red Russian kale that's finally starting to take off. It took forever because the bunnies. And then I honestly don't remember what's in here. I think it's walking stick kale. And it's supposed to get really tall. We shall see. I don't even remember anymore because I've replanted stuff so many times. I gave up. And then of course, right over there, I have more chives that I saved from seeds from last year. Chives. And then I have onions. And then of course I have my figs that are just starting to bloom out. And then I have a hardy pomegranate right there. But in this bed, I knew I was going to plant tomatoes in this bed. So right here on the edge, I have 2 French dwarf marigolds. Now I planted them far away because people usually plant their marigolds way too close to each other. You don't need to plant them that close. They'll get huge. Just give them a chance. They're really small right now, but this nasturtium will take over this bed. So I put nasturtium, marigold, and I spread them out because I know for a fact they're going to be huge. See the holes? Squirrels. I've been finding walnut trees growing in my beds. And then in each of these buckets have carrots. And I just planted these and I had to pull up my cattle panels, but these are all Roma tomatoes. So I have a whole little bed of Roma tomatoes right here, and I'm going to put more tomatoes going this way. But that's what I have basically in my big bed right now. A lot of this is going to come out. I'm going to harvest some of this for our dinner tonight. Maybe a little cilantro. And some more of this here in a bit. But I'm going to show you over by my greenhouse. Before I go, I wanted to show you because I'm starting to do more pots mixed in my garden too. Not just, ooh, it got windy. Not just the in-ground or raised beds. This is a pot, that's garlic. And if you remember some of my, I think it was a video last year when I was planting my garlic, you can grow garlic in pots, okay? You can grow almost anything in pots. Don't let anybody tell you can't. But right here, these right here, this garlic, that's interspersed all the way down. Remember in another video, I just took the garlic and I threw it in the hole and covered it. I didn't space them. I didn't arrange the bottom down like you're supposed to. And remember, it was supposed to be a test to see if the garlic would grow. And the garlic did grow. So sometimes it's just people want to tell you what to do. There's some Italian, actually, yeah, parsley. And this was more of the garlic too that I just threw in the ground during the fall. You have to plant garlic in the fall so its root system can be established so it can bulb out in the spring, which is what they're doing right now. All right, so I have 3 hardy kiwis. 3 hardy kiwis. They're looking great. This one is actually going to probably top this T-post this year. Last year, my middle one gave me fruit. And this one's just growing like a weed. So hopefully I get something this year. If not, I'm going to baby it till next year. I have more. This is raspberry and blackberry. This gets a lot of sun during the rest of the day. So it's getting a little bit of shade right now. Sorry if I'm being long-winded, guys. I'm trying to show you what I got right now. And I have big pots that I'm going to be putting some of my vining stuff in. Now that one's going to have dill in it, I think. I'm going to put dill in that one. And this is my strawberry trug. I actually didn't buy this trug. The lady that I bought this house from, she left it for me. Very kind of her. But I put strawberries. These are strawberries from last year. You can see them starting to form. I'm gonna have to put bird netting around this so the birds don't steal all my strawberries. And I've heard that you can paint rocks to look like strawberries and put them in your bed before they're ready, and they'll peck at the rocks and then leave them alone because they're not getting any food, and they'll leave your strawberries alone. I don't know if that's true, but it's worth a try. So these are my early season. These are late season strawberries. Let's see. Of course, my greenhouse. And I have sage, rosemary, and lemon thyme. It's starting to flower. And then I also have 4 blueberries over here, and then 1 fig right there at the end. And then I have more pots that I'm going to be planting stuff in. And all these will be coming out in a couple days, which I'm sure my plants will thank me because they're ready. And they're tired of being in this greenhouse over winter. But here's my lemons. They're beautiful. And then I have my key limes. They're just ready to come out. All right, now that I don't have anything in here, I'm trying to see how long this gets sun to make sure what I plant here will thrive and not be weak on me. You can see the huge hole right there. Psychotic. Whatever it is, it's digging. I don't know if it's squirrels or something else, but it's just tearing my beds up. And I threw down wildflower seeds back here. We'll see if anything grows. Hopefully it will. Because I would love some wildflower seeds, or the wildflowers to pop up for all of my stuff I'm planting. So this is just one side, and then I have my garden over there. Just one last thing. Now remember, when you are putting beds in and you want to, whatever you want to grow, make sure you companion plant with it. Some people say it's not worth it. Yes, it is. Every year I've companion planted, I've had less pests and less damage to my crops. It's worth it. It's not hard. Do it. Like for instance, tomatoes. Love marigolds, nasturtiums. Anything like garlic or onions. Do wonderful with it. Okay. Go to Google. Put in the plants you want to grow. Put in companion planting for that plant, and it will tell you all the plants that you could plant next to it that would benefit it. And then it will also tell you the ones that do not benefit it and not to plant next to it. So make sure you're companion planting. It's very important. You want to save as much as your crop as you can. Look at this. I bet you money that's a tree. If I dig this up, stinking squirrels. Now, I told you I was going to harvest some of this spinach and arugula for my dinner tonight. Now, whenever you're growing something yourself, make sure you clean it very well. I have a salad spinner so I can clean all my stuff. But whenever you're taking from your plant, like from my spinach, I always take from the bottom. Lift your plant up and find the ones that are at the bottom. Don't take the top ones. Lift your plant up and find which ones are the lowest, and that's the ones you want to take. Okay? Same thing, lettuce. Certain types of lettuces you can just rip off the side and keep going and leave the middle and it'll keep growing. And the arugula, I'm literally just pulling from different places. But it just depends on your type of spinach. But most of them, or lettuce, but most of them you can just keep pulling. Like, I mean, these are huge. I don't remember what kind. I think it's called curly spinach or something like that. These get huge, and they're wonderful. But I'm going to keep harvesting. I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, real quick, I just wanted to show you some of the stuff I have. Like, I planted extra of everything, especially tomatoes, just in case something happened. But like, this is borage. Great. Borage is great for your whole garden. And then I have a couple of heirloom tomatoes. This is Cherokee Purple. One left. I'll find a spot for it. Now remember, if your tomatoes get leggy, see how tall it is? You see all those little baby hairs? Right there? You can plant this, and you can plant it and rip off these first pair of leaves. Once you have more leaves, you plant it all the way to the top, and all those little hairs will become roots. You plant it deep, and you won't have any problem. The same with if you were buying one from the store and it was leggy, plant tomatoes deep, just like these. These are way too crowded, and I'm gonna thin them out, and I'm gonna replant some of them. But I mean, there's nothing wrong with these tomatoes. Even if there's 5, 6, 10 in a little pot, you can separate them really easily, put them in the ground, all the way up to all become roots. I have more tomatoes. I have moonflowers. That's just some microgreens that got away from me. But I have a ton of other stuff. Like, this is Amaranth. Amaranth is great. Amaranth and borage are trap plants for your garden. You want to plant them all around your garden. And I had to go actually find the amaranth seeds because I can't find it sold in stores. But the amaranth is great. The bugs will attack your amaranth and leave your other stuff alone. So remember, borage and amaranth will be trap plants for you, and they're wonderful. And then remember to put marigolds and other stuff around your entire garden. And onions, they don't like the smell. Pests don't like the smell of them. That's why I made a wall of onions. But I have flowers. I have all my hot peppers. More onion starts back there I need to get in the ground. I have a gourd right there. But all this stuff is going to get ready to go. I have purple basil. I don't know if you can see it. Sun's not hitting it yet. But all this is getting ready to go in the ground in the next couple days. And I started all these from seeds. It's not hard. You can do it. All right, that's my mini spring garden tour. But don't forget that you can put food in almost anything. They have grow bags. I've seen people put food in 5-gallon buckets that they put holes in. And they built a stand for people who can't bend over very well, especially older people. It's a great idea. There's all kinds of ideas online for different ways to garden. You don't have to have an in-ground garden, especially if you live in the city. If you live in the city, you can still garden. If you have a space or have something, you can put them in pots. I've seen people put the railing boxes and put herbs and a tomato in there. Do something. Try to do something, especially with how our food system is right now and how expensive everything is. Even if you start with herbs, do something. Just try. Get out there and try. It's not hard. And remember, and also I was going to mention about pots. Most of my pots are rescued, but I have bought some pots, but you can find pots online. You can find them on Facebook Marketplace. You can find them on lots of different selling venues. And sometimes people give pots away and they just throw them away as trash, and you can get some pots, and you can find deals on potting soil, and there you go. You can plant something in those pots. You have to be vigilant to look and search and find things that are not too expensive. Remember, you don't have to buy brand new. Brand new is not always better. Look online and see if you can find some for cheap. But remember, get out there. Try to put a garden in if you can. Try to save some money, stock up for your family. I'll see you guys next time.